Would you be surprised to know that Ohio in the U.S. is an astounding travel destination with alluring beauty? Now, most people don't think of Ohio as a place to vacation or even for a weekend getaway, but in this video, I'm going to show you what you've been missing. From the hills that you can see, guys, to the streams, to trying some of that good old Appalachian food that we have to offer, and the culture, we're going to experience it all. My name's Drew Wright. I'm the owner of Travel Wright Photography and Tours, and today I'm going to take you on my What to Do in Ohio Discovering Appalachia tour. Our first stop on our What to Do in Ohio Discovering Appalachia tour is going to be none other than the famous Hocking Hills. Now, this is nationally known. It's a state park. It's a region in Hocking County. This is about an hour south of Columbus, Ohio. And guys, every Ohioan probably knows that this is probably the most unique, beautiful place that Ohio has to offer. And our first stop in Hocking Hills is going to be my favorite, Ash Cave. Now, Ash Cave gets its name from the huge piles of ash that settlers found on the cave floor. This place was a hot spot for Native American Indians, the Shawnee, the Delaware, and the Wyandot tribes. They lived and hunted this region in the 16 and 1700s, although there's some archaeological evidence that dates it back to about 1,000 years. The acoustics here are superb. I'm telling you what, I seen some people playing music. Oh, it sounded so good. There was actually a wedding here also one day when we were here. Anyways, Ash Cave is a must-see. Check it out. And we're at our next stop now, Cedar Falls, which is down the road from Ash Cave. Oh, by the way, there's my son Isaac. If you watched the Travel Right video before, you know he travels the world with me. He's my sidekick. But anyways, this place got its name by mistake. When the settlers come here in the 1800s, they thought that these were cedar trees. Well, they're not. They're giant hemlocks. So when they named this place, they wrongly named it, but it stuck and they kept it. Now, the walk to Ash Cave where we were at before is a pretty quick walk. I would say 10 minutes or less after you park in the parking lot. But here to Cedar Falls, once you park in the parking lot here, you're looking at about a 30-minute walk down the hill and to the falls. Our next stop in Hocking Hills is about 15 minutes down the road from Cedar Falls, and this is the Rock House. Now, my son Isaac brought some friends along with him on this hike, but I had never been to the Rock House before, but this place is stupendous. I mean, it's absolutely staggering. Archaeological evidence points that the Native Americans once lived in the caves, and they found these holes inside the cave. They're called hominy holes, and it's believed that the Native Americans used them as baking ovens. Also, there are troughs that were carved into the floor of the cave by the Native Americans, and they kept water in there. There are also a row of 7 windows inside the cave that you can look out at the alluring, stunning beauty of this forest. At any rate, the Rock House is a place you definitely want to check out. If you come to Hocking Hills, you can see my son and his friends, and I myself, we were just in awe. I mean, it was so surreal. You know, we walked into the cave here and we looked out these windows, and I just went back into time in my mind and tried to picture how the Native Americans felt when they looked out at this beauty. Now, this is the row of the 7 windows that I talked about. And as you set up here, you can look at this drop off, and guys, the views are stunning. Now, I do want to mention the hike is steep in some places and there's drop offs, so be careful. And we're at our next stop, Hocking Hills Lodge. Wow, guys, I'm so excited to share this with you. This was built about 3 years ago after the old lodge burnt down. The state of Ohio rebuilt it, and did they do an amazing job. People come from all around. Now, to stay here, you have to stay at least 2 nights, and a room will cost you close to $300 a night. And I know that sounds expensive. In Travel Right videos, you know we always try to teach you how to save money when we stay places in Europe and places we go. But it's okay to splurge once in a while. And if you're going to do it, this is a great place to do it. You could have an amazing weekend here, maybe $600 for you and your family. If you look off to the right, there's a balcony there, and that is where you can sit and you can eat after you order you a delicious steak at this restaurant here. And look out at those views, guys. There's fireplaces everywhere. There's a bar right there. The restaurant's right there towards the back. And downstairs there is a pool with a hot tub, and there's also another hot tub and pool outside. Just an amazing place here at Hocking Hill Lodge. Okay guys, right down the road from the lodge is the Old Man's Caves General Store. You can stop off here. Look, 24 flavors of soft serve ice cream. Also, you can come in, get one of these fried pies, grab you a 6-pack of pop to go, cruise down those old country roads. We call it pop here in Appalachia, Ohio. We do not call it soda, so don't call it soda. Sit out on the front porch and have your snacks. This is the Appalachian life, guys. We love fried food, and we love porch sitting, watching the cars go by. Alright guys, we're wrapping up our day at Hocking Hills, and we're going to drive about 20 minutes away to Logan, Ohio, and we're going to eat at Millstone Barbecue. Now there's something you need to know about us Appalachian people. We love our smoked meats, and we love our barbecue. So first up is an appetizer of the burnt ends, that is brisket wrapped in bacon. Dip it in that barbecue sauce, guys. Look at this stuff, so amazing. They also give you this little basket of these little cornbread muffins. You dip them in the butter. It's got a sweet taste, guys, so good. We grew up on cornbread and beans, so we felt right at home. You can see Isaac is tearing up that brisket with the bacon. I'm having for my dinner the brisket, pulled pork, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. Isaac is having the brisket, fries, and green beans. Guys, this stuff will make your tongue fall out. And our next stop on our What to Do in Ohio Discovering Appalachia tour is none other than my hometown, the beautiful Chilcathy, Ohio. And guys, before we move on, I want to introduce somebody. Let's give it up for my daughter off to the right, Sophia. She's there with my son. She wanted to be in a video, so we let her, so she was excited. But now, Chilcathy gets its name from the Shawnee Indians that roamed these lands, and their chief was Tecumseh. Very interesting. Look him up. Also, did you know that Chilcathy was actually the first capital of Ohio? Anyways, our first stop in Chilcathy is going to be the Water's Edge Canoe Livery, and we're going to float down Paint Creek that you can see here. Now, yes, I called it creek. I didn't call it creek. We're in Appalachia, Ohio, remember, and we've got a different way of pronouncing things sometimes. So, not everybody, but a lot of us, and I'm proud of that. The Water's Edge Canoe Livery has gotten huge here in Chilcathy. You can see you can rent cabins here now. I think they're air conditioned with a fridge. They're only like $65 a night. So if you really want to immerse yourself in the Appalachian culture here, stay in the middle of nowhere and go kayaking. And you can see we made some friends here with the workers. We love that. You watch Travel Right videos, you know that's one of our favorite things is the people that we meet. And these people went above and beyond. There were 2 guys that were out on the creek. They got overheated. The workers rushed right out to them, so I was super impressed with the customer service. And I do have a special guest with me today. That is Ben holding up that t-shirt. He is the minister at my church, and he came along in my son's place because my son had to work, so thank you, Ben. And Ben was holding up a t-shirt. We also got free t-shirts, so if you come, you might get a free t-shirt. Anyways, let's head towards the creek. There is a few things that I want to go over real quick before we hop in the creek, and one is the pricing. So for a canoe rental, it's going to run you about $70 to $80. For a kayak, it's going to be about $35 to $50. But here's the kicker. If you bring your own kayak or canoe, it's only $15 for the shuttle ride that you could see we took over. And they also let you use their life jackets and their paddles if you don't have them. Another thing to note is you're probably wondering how long is this going to take? Well, that just depends on the water level that day. The day we did it, it took us about 2.5 hours. But potentially, this could take up to 6 hours. If the water level's low, you got to get out and pull your kayak or your canoe. In some of the dry spots, it can take a little longer. But if it's up pretty good, you may want to pace yourself so you don't get done too quick. Anyways, check this out, guys. A beautiful day down Paint Creek. Wow, what a great trip down Paint Creek it was. And guys, afterwards we were tired, we were hungry, and a little sunburned. So we stopped off about 2 minutes up the road from the canoe livery at Eckerd's Carryout. Now this is one of my favorites. And us Appalachian people, we love our little country stores in the middle of nowhere. You stop, you get you a can of Coke or what have you, grab you some snacks, and you can cruise out those country roads, listening to your music, and just checking out the beautiful scenery. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, you might ask, how did Paint Creek get its name? Well, Paint Creek got its name from the colorful clay that they found along the creek bank, and the indigenous people that roamed these lands, particularly the Shawnee tribe, and their chief was Tecumseh, they would use the clay for body paint. They would also mark the trees and keep records of their battles that they had won. They used it for pottery. So some interesting history. Alright, enough with that history, and that's not why we're here anyways. We're here to have an Appalachian country boy's dream dinner. Guys, look at that. We've got tomato, onion, Colby Jack cheese, mayo, and that bologna is thick. I mean thick at the little country stores, guys. It's not like at the grocery store. Get you some barbecue chips, have you a nice Coke. Oh, wow. And we don't eat like this all the time, so I don't want to give that impression. A lot of us eat very healthy, but this, if you want to indulge yourself in the Appalachian culture, we like bologna, we like chips, and we like a cold pop. You can see Minister Ben gives his approval. And we're at our next stop on our tour, Grandview Cemetery, and this is also in Chilcathy. But I brought you here because the sights up here you can see are spectacular. It's an awesome vantage point. You can look down and see over the town of Chilcathy. You can watch the sunset. We usually come up here, we'll pop the tailgate and we'll drink us some cans of Coke and just take in the sights up here. Anyways, do you see that big orange and white stack back there? That was the Mead paper mill, and that is a symbol of the Chilcathy area's history. Now, I think every native Chilcathy person remembers growing up and getting excited. Maybe you've been away on vacation, you roll into town, you see that big stack because you know you're close to home. But then the smell comes with it. The smell of making paper. And I won't tell you what that smells like because it smells like a big, well, just use your imagination. Now, the paper mill dates back to about 213 years here in Chilcathy. It was once called Mead, now it's called Pixel. But a month ago, they announced they're closing their doors for good. So it's kind of a sad time for us around here. Another interesting fact about Chilcathy is, did you know that the Netflix series called Gone, The Forgotten Women of Ohio is about our hometown here in Chilcathy? Back in 2014, a string of women went missing and they never did figure out who did it. But don't let that stop you from visiting our town. That was very unusual. Alright guys, our next stop on our What to Do in Ohio Discover an Appalachia tour is Yak Tangi Park. Now, Yak Tangi Park is less than 5 minutes away from Grandview Cemetery, where we were just at. It's right beside the First Capital District, downtown Chilcathy. This place has some rich history. It dates back to the 19th century. It was originally called City Park, but then they renamed it Yak Tangi Park, and that is a Native American word meaning paint. But that should come as no surprise. Everything else around here is named Paint This or Paint That. But guys, I've been all around the world. Ireland, Iceland, Scotland. different places all over the world. And I'm going to tell you what, this park I think is the prettiest city park I've ever seen. It's absolutely heavenly. Come see it. It's time to grab some food, but can we get a round of applause for our special guests, my mother and my 95-year-old grandmother? Let's give it up. All right, guys, I am super excited to share this one with you because I know you love the food segments. Who doesn't? Now, we stopped off downtown Chilcathy because we wanted to make a run for some pizza, and we came here to Jerry's Pizza. This place has been open since 1954, and for 17 years, it was the first and only pizza place of Chilcathy, Ohio. Now, you can see we are tearing up the fried mushrooms to start. We're dipping them in ranch. You can see my mom, son, all of us. There's my grandma, she's 95, my daughter, Sophia. We were tearing them up. Now, remember, we don't eat like this all the time, but we're showing you the good stuff today. Now, this is a pepperoni extra mushroom pizza. This is a sweet pig. That's almonds, pineapple, bacon, ham, cheese. Guys, so good. This is a meat lovers pizza. And this, finally, is the Jerry's Deluxe Pizza. Jerry's Pizza is one of those holes in the wall, one of those dives, but people know what kind of food places like that have the best because they're not worried about the decorations, they're worried about the food, and it's awesome. You can see this is Teresa. She was our waitress. She brought us some wings. She was awesome. So guys, the customer service here at Jerry's Pizza, it definitely matches the outstanding food that you can see we're all enjoying, and everybody's happy because it tastes so good. Now, a lot of people, when they eat this pizza, look at it, it's so good, and they taste it. They can't put their finger on what tastes different about it. Look at those mushrooms. I'm so sorry. But there's something different about a Jerry's Pizza. It's got a unique taste, and people do not know what it is. Well, after years, I finally asked, and here it is, guys. They use Swiss cheese on their pizza. That's very different. Never had a pizza place that does that. And you can see Grandma is so happy. She loved it. If there would have been a pizza eating contest for 95-year-olds, she would have won. You could see I was tearing it up. And guys, we barely had anything left. Anyways, what a great meal here in Appalachia, Ohio at Jerry's Pizza. And I'm so glad my family was able to come along. All right, we're at our next stop, downtown Chilcathy, the first capital district. I think Chilcathy is one of the coolest little towns in America. Do you see that majestic sign up there? Well, this is the Majestic Theater that's off to the left here. A fun fact for you is, did you know that the Majestic Theater is the oldest continuously operating theater in America? Such fond memories. My parents brought me here to watch E.T., Star Wars. They also have live performances. They've had people like Lauren Hardy, Milton Berle, and Bob Hope. Another interesting fact about the Majestic Theater as we cruise around and take in the sights of the beautiful downtown First Capital District is, did you know that the Majestic Theater during the Spanish flu was used as a temporary morgue? That's because Camp Sherman, which was a military training camp here in Chilcathy, was so overwhelmed with death they started to use the Majestic Theater as a temporary morgue. Also, they would take the blood and the body fluids of the dead people and they would toss it into the alleyway right next to the Majestic Theater. So that alley is called Blood Alley. Very famous, look it up. Anyways, just some fun facts for you. Now, this is the courthouse. I believe this was built in 1858. This is the Carlisle building, also a really old building. And guys, I just want to make mention, because we have viewers in Europe and we have viewers in different parts of the world. To you Europeans, this wouldn't be old, but to us, it's really old because Europe, you've got buildings that are thousands of years old. But here in Chilcathy, some of these buildings, a lot of them are from the 1800s. I mean, this place looked like an old western town at one point. So a lot of it still stands. So the architecture is really cool here in downtown Chilcathy. Coming to downtown Chilcathy is like going back into time. We have places like this awesome candy store. This is Grandpa Joe's, guys. This is like going back into time. I mean, such nostalgia here. You got a pop buffet. Wow. You got a candy buffet. You got little ducks. You got toys. You got stuff everywhere. This will bring back your child at heart. I'm an adult, but when I come into this place, I spend a lot of money, and I love it, and my kids love it. Even the decorations get me excited at this place. Oh, I feel like such a kid. Look at those candy sticks. You got a glass case here full of chocolate goodies. Guys, this stuff is so good. I've tried a lot of it, and it will make your tongue fall out. Now, a fun fact for you is, did you know that the owner of Grandpa Joe's gave Grandpa Joe's its name from inspiration of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Grandpa Joe, remember him? That's how it got its name. Get you some socks while you're here, guys. Have you a pop. They've got a game room here. You can come in and play games. Just such an awesome experience here at Grandpa Joe's. Highly recommend it. Now, another local favorite right across the street from Grandpa Joe's, if you got a hankering for some ice cream, is Parkside Ice Creamery. Now, this place has a 1940s, 1950s vibe. And guys, that's what I'm saying. When you come to downtown Chilcathy, it's literally like stepping back into time. It is so neat here. You can see all the different flavors of ice cream. I think me and my son, we had like a s'mores something with whipped cream and cherry on top. My daughter, she had a milkshake. But what's cool is you can grab your ice cream and... Oh, wow, look how heavenly scrumptious that is. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to what I was saying. You can walk out the door here and make a right down the sidewalk in Yak Tangi Park that we were looking at earlier, that I said I think is the prettiest city park maybe in all the world, is right down here. You can take your ice cream and go walk around the park. Guys, check out the Parkside Ice Creamery. Wow, have I got a real treat for you. This is one of our last stops in the foothills of Appalachia. This is the Mound City Group. It was a place of ceremony and rituals and burial for the Hopewell Native Americans that existed about 2,000 years ago. In 2023, it was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can see this circle area was a place of ceremony, but guys, just look at the beauty here. It's unbelievable. This Hopewell Earthworks Native American site has a square mound that goes all around it, and inside are also 23 mounds. If you walk to the far back side, you can take a trail down to the Scioto River, which was very influential during the antebellum years, which means pre-Civil War. The Scioto River provided freedom for slaves escaping from the South. They would use it after they crossed the Ohio River and headed north. The Hopewell Native Americans existed long before the Shawnee Native Americans. And this place is just a testament to our storied past. Alright, as we look at some of this scenery, I need to go over something super important. If you watch Travel Right videos, you know we always cover transportation, the best way to navigate each destination. Now, if you're local here in the US, don't worry about this. But for our viewers across the world, and we do have lots of them all over, India, Switzerland, Iceland, Ireland, all over, if you come to Ohio in the US, your best bet is to rent a car. You can go anywhere and everywhere. We have big open roads usually, and you're going to go crazy when you see the big massive parking lots. When we come to Europe and places, We don't get that. And they're free, a lot of them. So if you come to Ohio or the U.S., rent yourself a car. Okay, we're coming to the closing moments of this video, but I want to share this Airbnb with you. This is Creekside Cottage. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, Travel Right videos not only like to go over with you the best methods of transportation to get around to your destinations, because we're usually in Europe and other countries, but we also like to tell you the best places to stay. Now, we covered the Hocking Hills region, the Hocking Hills Lodge. If you ever get to stay there, wow, you will be so amazed. We also talked about the cabins at the Water's Edge Canoe Livery here in Chilcathy, which Travel Right videos love to teach you about the dirt cheap places to stay. However, if you've got a large party, this place will sleep like 10 people, I think. This is a great option here in the sticks of the Appalachian region here in Chilcathy, Southern Ohio. So if you have a large party, it's a great place to stay. There's a 2-night minimum requirement, and the place is $200 and some a night. Everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this tour of what to do in Ohio, discovering Appalachia. And if you wanted to do this tour in this region, in the Hocking Hills and Chillicothe area in Appalachia, you could probably do this tour all in one weekend. Thank you so much for watching a Travel Right film. My name is Drew Wright. I'm the owner of Travel Right Photography and Tours, and life is short, so get out there and explore, and don't forget to travel right.